Hey guys, and welcome to another video by 95 Gadgets. Today we've got the unboxing of the Hafury Umax. Very interesting low-cost smartphone. It costs between $70 and $80. It has a 5-inch display, quad-core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of storage, pretty much basic stuff for a Chinese smartphone. But what it does have that sets it a little bit apart is a 13 megapixel rear-end shooter that isn't interpolated, at least according to the specs of the company and everything that we've been told, and that has something called precise identification of focal length, which basically means that it should be able to take pictures sort of like a DSLR, in the sense that it should be able to blur the background and all that kind of stuff that dual cameras are supposed to do, but this one isn't a dual camera, so we're looking forward to trying that out. We're gonna do the unboxing, we're gonna try it out a little bit, and we're gonna test the camera. So if you like the video, like it. And if you have any questions, please just leave a comment and we'll be sure to answer everything that we can. Okay, let's get on with it.
So as you guys can see, we actually bought our model at Amazon UK specifically, because they don't currently carry it at Amazon US. However, they do have it at GearBest. We'll link to them in the description, because there you could buy it for roughly 80 bucks, give or take. You should definitely check it out, especially because they do a lot of special offers. So maybe now I'm telling you it's $80, but maybe in a week it'll be a little bit less. We also bought this micro SD card for 32 gigs of storage, because that's the maximum amount that this phone supports. As you guys can see, it's actually pretty well wrapped, and it has a different design. Most smartphone boxes are pretty simple, pretty minimalistic. They're much smaller in form, so our first impressions are already quite good, and it's actually pretty hard to open the plastic cover. But there we go, we're almost there. And we got it. We got it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so the plastic is out, and we got the powered by Cubot sign, because Cubot is the mother company, so to speak. Hafury Umax is actually the second smartphone that they've launched under the Hafury brand. The first one was the Hafury Umax, which is also available at Amazon.com. We'll leave you guys a link, as well as GearBest, where it's available for roughly 100 bucks, give or take. So in the back end, we also have the specs, the key specs of the phone. We can check it out that it has Android 7.0, quad-core processor, 5-inch IPS HD display, the specs of the camera, the dual SIM compatibility, the 2600 mAh battery, connectivity options, as well as the 2 gigs of RAM and 16 gigs of storage. So moving on to actually opening the box, let's see what's underneath. Okay, so we've got the phone that's laying on its back, which is actually not that common, and it already comes with a cover, something that's actually pretty common between budget smartphones, and that we appreciate, because it's not that easy to find a cover for a specific budget phone. And they could sell it separately, but that wouldn't be very nice of them, now would it? So we're going to take the cover out so we can actually get a feel for the phone. It has a very nice feeling to it. It's very comfortable, has a very good grip. We can definitely like the camera, like the design. And let's see what else is in the box. Okay, so a compliance regulation and a quick starting guide, which is actually not that common at all for smartphones. We've reviewed quite a bunch so far, and it's really rare, but it's actually a very good thing. For example, if you're going to give this as a gift to an older person or somebody that's never actually had a smartphone, well, it's a pretty neat extra to have along. Okay, so we also got the micro USB to USB cable for the charger. This phone does not support quick charge, so with its 2600 mAh battery, it should charge between 2 and 3 hours, considering that its base charger has a capacity of 1000 milliamps, which basically means that, yeah, it should charge between 2 and 3 hours, give or take. Okay, so let's turn the phone on, but first, we almost forgot that since this one has removable battery, when they have removable batteries, you have to actually take it out and take a little bit of a tape that it has, a little thingy that it has to protect it. So we're going to remove the back end of the phone, which was actually really easy. compared to a lot of other budget phones. We should also take the chance to show you guys that where you can place the micro SD card as well as the SIM card and the micro SIM card. Also, take a moment to mention that this phone does not support nano SIM cards. A lot of people have nano SIM cards, so if you have a nano SIM card, you should probably get yourself an adapter if you want to buy this phone. An adapter will typically cost you between $2 to $5 maximum. It really shouldn't cost you any more than that. It's just basically a little piece of plastic that allows you to use a nano SIM on a micro SIM smartphone. Okay, so now we should be able to turn it on, and we have the Hafury logo, powered by Android. Obviously, we've mentioned that it has Android 7.0, which is actually pretty neat as well for a very budget conscious phone. Again, this phone costs roughly $80, maybe a little bit less at the moment that you're watching this video, so you should definitely check out our link in the description, because especially in GearVest, they tend to do a lot of special offers and stuff like that, where they cut down the price maybe $10, $20, so it's definitely worth checking out. Okay, so let's turn this on a little bit. Let's wait. Okay, it takes its time, but you know, that's pretty normal for basic setup when you start off a new phone. So let's get started. We're gonna skip the whole SIM card. We're gonna do that part in the full review. Again, we should urge you guys to subscribe if you want to watch the full review. We're gonna set it up as a new phone, and now we're gonna log in the internet data. So we're gonna take a second to do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so logged in the internet data. We really like the touch and feel of the phone. It's very comfortable, and it doesn't feel like there's gonna leave a lot of fingerprints on the back end, which we really appreciate. A lot of premium phones don't have this. It has a black matte back end, and on below it we have the micro USB port, the controllers on the side for the volume stuff, and audio jack, because you know it's not an iPhone. Oh, and on the top end we also have a 5 megapixel camera that actually has a front-facing flash, which we appreciate. Now it's time for us to introduce our Google data, you know, basically our email account and stuff, to configure the smartphone. Okay, so it's pretty lightweight, pretty thin. It just measures 9.8 millimeters. It's pretty nice to have in your hand. It has a very good grip. Very comfortable. I'm actually really starting to like this phone. Also, the case, you know, as we mentioned, we really appreciate it, especially because they also don't take away from the flash, which some cases do, especially when you buy a generic one. So it's pretty nice to have that in hand. So we're setting it up. We're gonna put a little pattern to, you know, protect ourselves and all that. Confirm, oops, and confirm, correct. And that's it. So we have a very stock version of Android 7.0, which we do also appreciate because it really means that there's not a lot of bloatware. You just have your basic apps. We actually even have an FM radio, which isn't that common nowadays. We're gonna try and surf a little bit, see how it reacts to surfing the web, which is something that most people will do with this phone. It's not really geared towards high-end users that want a top-end smartphone, but basically for people that want to just surf the web, WhatsApp, take pictures, watch videos, and stuff like that. So we're gonna go to our main site, 9to5 Gadgets. If you haven't been there, you know, what are you waiting for? The typing is actually pretty comfortable. It can take a second because right now it's actually downloading. It seems like it's downloading something, as we can see on the upper end of the screen. And we're there. Okay, so let's open up one of the posts. See, it's downloading Google Play, so that's why it's taking a little bit more. So it's pretty fast. Seems to be a pretty straightforward smartphone. Okay, we have the cookie message, which is taking up a little bit of our time. It doesn't seem to respond very well, but that's fine. The phone is just trying to juggle a lot of things, and we're trying to throw it into a different direction. So finally the cookie's over, and we can see that it actually opens up a post pretty quickly. Okay, so the next thing we're actually gonna do is we're gonna check out a video, because we really want to check out the audio of the smartphone as well as the HD quality of the screen. So far it seems to have a pretty decent screen, you know, for a budget smartphone. Obviously it looks good. So I'm gonna put down Adele's Rolling in the Deep. I really like to use this song to test out audio quality, because you can really tell the difference between a bad device sounding Rolling in the Deep and a good device sounding Rolling in the Deep, because, you know, all the basses and stuff like that, it really makes a difference. So we have a little we're gonna go ahead and ignore the little ad that we have at the beginning, and we're gonna go ahead and show you guys a short clip of the song so you can appreciate it by yourself. So as you guys can appreciate, the audio quality as well as the image quality is actually pretty good on this phone. We were actually quite surprised. And also the charging speed, we expected it to be a little bit slower, but it actually reacted pretty well to all those things. You know, we have to still remember that this is an $80 phone, so it's actually pretty good. Now we're going to go out and test it out a little bit and tell you guys our first impressions. So overall, after trying this phone out for a little bit, we actually, you know, we really like it. Our first impressions sort of maintain. We really like the grip of the phone. It's very comfortable to surf the web. We've also watched a few videos on it. We've taken quite a few pictures that we're going to share with you guys in a minute. And we really like the fact that we have over 10 gigs of available storage. It used to be that with a 16 gig smartphone, you would generally get roughly 8 gigs of storage. So we really appreciate the extra storage, especially when you don't like to use micro SD cards. The screen is also pretty good, and the overall performance is actually pretty good for a quad-core smartphone. So now we're gonna share with you guys a few pictures that we've taken, and we're gonna start wrapping this up so it doesn't take forever and our unboxing becomes a huge and blurry review. So let's get on with that. So overall, we can see that the camera quality is quite good for a budget phone. Again, we're going to do an in-depth review shortly, so you should definitely subscribe if you want to know more about the Hafury Umax. And if you're interested in buying it, then you should definitely check out the links in the description, especially the one pointing at GearBest, since they do tend to have special offers where we could easily see this phone going down by 10 or 15 bucks. Anyways, that's it for today. See you guys next time. Hope you liked this video, and if you did, please leave a comment or leave a like or whatever, and see you guys next time.